Good evening traders, and welcome to this week's Forex Focus, the show where we look ahead at the opportunities that could be setting up in the FX markets. I hope you've all had a good bank holiday weekend. We certainly have. We've been sort of playing with the kids, had a wedding to attend to, sounds a bit formal, to go to, sorry. We had a barbecue yesterday, so really enjoyed a very nice holiday weekend, and I hope you guys all have too. In today's video, we're going to talk about 3 trades that could be setting up. Unfortunately, the longer term trends that we've been waiting to really kick in haven't really asserted themselves as of yet. But the good news is there are some opportunities that could be setting up and are sort of presenting themselves, which is a lot more than we could be said over the past few weeks. So without further ado, let's jump over to the charts and take a look at what we could take next week, or this week coming rather. So the first one we're going to look at is the pound dollar. Now the pound dollar, if we take a look at on the daily chart, is quite interesting because it obviously has been trending down and quite strongly down over the past year pretty much. However, after the election we did get some momentum to the upside, so there is some positive sort of feeling behind sterling, and with that we got this break above this structure level here. Now what we're thinking, at least for the short term, in the long term we still believe that the dollar has legs to continue strengthening as long as the news and the data of the US gets a little bit more positive. It's been a little bit horrendous over the past couple of months, but as long as that sort of gets more positive, we believe that the dollar strength is going to continue for the future, for the near to medium term future. But in the short term, we're looking to take advantage of the negative feelings towards the US dollar, as well as some of the positive coming out of the UK. So if the market can hold above this level here, we're going to look to take it long on a trend line break on the 4 hour. So if we zoom into the 4 hour here, we'll be looking to take this long. The market's broken out above structure here, as you can see. So we've got a structure level on our left here. Its previous level of resistance is now acting as support. And what's interesting and what you need to learn to read from the charts is the way that the candles approach levels. So it's not just that the market's at a particular level, you want to see how it's got to that level. And the market's got to this level with quite some momentum. And then as if you just put a brick wall in the way, it's just stopped there and it's moved sideways. It's then pulled off away again. And again, it's sold off with some momentum. And guess where it stops? At this previous level of resistance, which is now acting as support. That's the market telling you something. That's the market telling you it doesn't want to go any lower. Now, of course, we're not going to take this just because that's the way we feel. We're going to watch this trade. We're going to watch the markets and see how it sets up over the coming days and weeks. If it breaks below this level, then we'd be looking for shorting opportunities. However, if the market breaks back above this trend line here, okay, and what we'll do is we'll look for a momentum move through the trend line, followed by a pullback. Then we'll look to take it long through the highs. The one thing that we won't do is take this trade if the market breaks through the trend line simply from consolidation and from sideways price action. If it breaks the trend line somewhere over here, that doesn't signal that the market knows what it's doing, and therefore we don't want to be in that trade. All right, so the market needs to break through this trend line with quite some momentum. If it does that, we'll then look to take this long. On the other hand, if the market breaks through here with some momentum to the downside, then we'll look for a consolidation phase and then look to sell through the low. So this one's quite open at the moment, although it's looking more likely like we will get an opportunity to the upside. The other opportunity we're looking at currently is one in the New Zealand CAD. Now this one's sort of the opposite to the pound dollar. So again, we've broken through a significant structure level. We've got this, and this looks like a bit of an untidy chart. But the market's got a previous level of resistance here. The market then broke through it. It's come back to it, treated it as support, went away from there. The market's broken through it now, and it's now treating this level as resistance. So if on the 4 hour chart, the market can respect that level that we're at here. So we've got this previous level of support. If we go to the dailies, you saw that is now acting as resistance. If this market can hold this level here and break beneath this particular trend line, we will then be looking to take that to the downside. Again, remember, it's important how the market breaks through it. It's not good enough that the market simply just, goes through a trend line. And that's where a lot of retail traders make mistakes. They just look for, very black and white. If the market goes through this level, I'm in. And whilst that's okay, if you've got a decent strategy, if you want to be very consistent, then you've got to read the price action. You need to kind of engage the brain a little bit and look at how it gets through a level. You know, if it just gets through a level by going sideways, not interested. We don't want to be a part of that. If we get momentum and it looks like the market knows where it's going and breaks through the trend line, that's the sort of trade that we want to be in. All right. So last opportunity is one on the dollar CAD, and this one again is one that we're looking to take shorts here. So you can see the dollar CAD has broken through to the downside, broken through previous structure level. If you guys were looking at it a few months ago, we were actually considering buying up at the top here. We kind of said that the price action up here was well, it wasn't predictable. The markets, the candles were getting too big, so therefore we didn't take the trade to the upside. Since then, the market has broken down beneath that level. It's then pulled back to it at the 1.2350. If the market can respect this level here, and we'll go and take a look at that on the 1 hour charts. If the market can respect that level and give us a breakthrough this trend line, so again, we'll be looking for a breakthrough, followed by a pullback, and then a break through the lows of the initial trend line break. I know that sounds a little bit complicated, but I promise you it's not. If you go back and look at some of our other videos, you'll see exactly what we're talking about there. So if we can get a break through that level there, we'll definitely be looking to trade this down towards the lows. And because the dollar CAD, we're sort of bearish on this in the longer term at the moment anyway. If the market can get down towards those lows, then we'll look to see if we can trade it even further. So rather than just taking the position off when we get down here, we'd look to see if we can trade at another few hundred pips there and really make some decent profit on that. And you know, we've taken this sort of setup a few times over the past few weeks. I don't know if you remember, a few weeks ago we were looking at the dollar CAD trade from this trend line here. If you took that, you would have been in there, stop above the highs, the market would have got down towards the lows and would have paid you. And it's exactly the same sort of thing. So we're quite confident about this trade here, but we just want to see how it sets up. Okay. So that wraps up this week's Forex Focus. I hope you've all enjoyed it. You've all got some good value out of it there. I'm sorry, obviously, it didn't come out yesterday, but with the bank holiday weekend and being so busy, we just really didn't have a chance to get it out. So apologies for that. But again, I hope you found value in it. As always, this is meant to be an educational video. So what I want you guys to really do is sort of get inside my head and look at the way that I'm evaluating the trades. We're not just jumping into anything. We're looking at the structure. We're trying to read the price action and really read the story of the chart, because ultimately that's what trading's about. You know, there are no certainties in trading. All we can do is we can make a best guess. We can look at the charts. We can try and read the story and make an educated guess on where we believe the rest of the markets are going to push the currency pairs that we look at. We may be right, we may be wrong, but the point is, if we have a structured approach to our trading, more often than not, we're going to come out ahead of the game, and that means we're going to be able to make some money and make some profit and ultimately grow our trading account. Okay, so if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, post any comments beneath the video, ask us any questions you want, and until next week, have a really good week's trading, and thank you very much for watching.